And so he decided to reach out to Calvary Chapel Bible College out there in Southern California and started taking correspondence classes. Now, when I say that, I'm not talking about like online courses that would be like, you know, you with some AirPods and watching a message. I'm talking about they mailed him CDs in prison, and he listened, fast forward, rewind, hit play, pause on a CD player, took notes, and typed out notes and research projects on a typewriter in prison, okay? God was just changing his life. So turns out one of the courses that he took was a block class that I had flown to California to teach about church planting. So 2013, I taught this church planting block class in Southern California at Calvary Chapel Bible College. He took my class and then just had the wild idea that maybe Kevin would talk to me more about ministry and life and church planting. So he sent me this letter. I got this first letter back in 2016, and it's just this whole, it's actually kind of funny when I look back at it now, because he sent me like his Calvary Chapel Bible College grades, like just so that I know he's not some crazy guy. He sent me references. He's like, I'm in jail for murder, but I just want you to know I'm a nice guy and God's changed my life. So he's just asking me like, would you mentor me via mail? He had no plans on ever getting out of prison. And so I was like, man, I guess I could write some, I've never had a pen pal, but sure. I mean, I didn't imagine my pen pal would be in prison for murder, but I'd be happy to write you. So 3.5 years later, I have notes. I have all of these letters that I have written back and forth to Brian. And then early 2019, I got a letter from him that said, hey, here's something crazy. They are reviewing my case for a potential release. I might actually be able to get out of prison. So he asked if I would send him a letter of reference, and that's one of the letters that I kept in here when I got the letter back from the state prison that said that they had received my reference. So I was praying for him as he went through the psych evaluation. And November, almost Thanksgiving Day last year, he was released. He was found suitable for parole and released by a miracle. I'm telling you, like, lots of people, he's told me, lots of people have tried to explain it away, and it's a miracle that he was released from prison. And so he was put then in kind of a rehab center out there in California as he kind of gets back into society. It's a place where a bunch of people who have been in prison for life terms and have gotten out are there, and they just kind of learn about society, and they can get a job and all of that. So that happened at the end of 2019. And then in January of this year, I was heading on a trip out to California. So I just thought, I'll just reach out to Brian and see if it's possible for us to meet up. And I actually got to meet Brian for the very first time this year, January 2020, in Laguna Beach. We brought a picture, I think, of us we had seafood on the beach. And that's him with my book, Come Hell or High Water, because I actually wrote about him in the epilogue of my book. And I signed a copy for him and gave it to him. And I don't know if he's read it yet, but I gave it to him. And it was just so cool to be able to sit there and just talk about all that God has done in his life. And I wanted to share that story today because I wanted you to know that nothing you've done is too far. There's nothing that's unforgivable. And so I wanted to make sure that you heard Brian's story today. And so I want to share it with you, but I felt like instead of me sharing it with you, it might be better for Brian to share it with you. Would you welcome Brian Modulin to the stage? Come on, Brian. Come on up. You can come right here. Come on. Can you put your hands together one more time for Brian? I got a mic in here somewhere. There we go. Did I surprise you? That was my goal.
Surprised me.
So Brian, tell us